Hi, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to a new era. My name's Emma. First off, if you hear my little boy in the background, know that he is safe and sound. We're going to do it a little bit differently here today. If you've been with me for a while, you know that this is a new thing. If you haven't, then a warm welcome. I want to do a reading of you and them. I was going to do a reading a couple of days back, but I think due to the energies right now, I've been feeling like really under the weather, not as a cold or as I said then and started to cough. I'm so sorry. Um, but more like so heavy in the energy, like so almost like a pressure has just been sitting on top of my head. I have real headache, just really heavy energy. And today I'm recording this on the full moon, actually, the 17th of October. And so today is the first day that I feel like that the energy has lightened up a little bit. So I also think that there's a point to me doing your reading on the very day of this full moon. Because I don't believe in coincidences. So let's see what comes out. We're starting with you, Pisces. Do your character, and then we see who you're dealing with. Love abounds. So Pisces. Just want to show you. Love abounds. And I'm not going to read the cards. I don't typically read the cards exactly how they are meant to be read. I don't want to say meant to be read, but like the tarot cards obviously means what they mean, but I use the tarot cards or oracle cards to give me the message. And this is no different. I will, because this is like, this just describes a certain energy, but then I will sort of match that with you, like what I feel is going on around you and who you are at this moment in time. Wow, love abounds and new vitality with 1-1. So for you, Pisces, I just feel like there's a new diamond. Look at this. So new vitality and love abounds. And with the love abounds, if you look at the bottom there, I just see this as out of the water, which is very Pisces with all the emotions. It looks like a diamond. Like the heart is like touching the diamond. So like there's a new diamond energy. I think that there's a lot that you're releasing and that there's a lot that you're like new 1-1, new vitality and love abounds. Like it's a lot of new energy stepping onto the scene. If you don't like the other day or the past couple of days where I'm feeling like so under the weather, I feel so heavy in the energy. That is literally me not being able to match up to the energy that's being presented, right? That's me being a little bit resistant and not up to par with the offering. And so therefore I feel like really heavy. I can't catch up. I sort of can't, I just can't integrate whatever's being offered. That's when it gets really tiresome and really almost like I feel fatigue. Like I don't have it in me to do anything. And if I try, like there comes the headache. And so there's an adjustment. I shouldn't say that I always do, but up to now, I've been experiencing that it takes like 2 to 3 days, give or take, for me to adjust to that energy. And then I'm good to go again. And you're like in an even better place, like an even more elevated place or expanded place. So if you're not feeling this right now, as I'm speaking about, like this super new vitality, this new love, this stretching or expanding of the heart, feeling like you just almost are in love with everyone that you meet, whether it's a plant, a person, or an animal, it might be that you would feel, I don't think that you're going to feel just like you feel every day. That's just not going to happen. Not in this read, and this reading probably isn't for you. Then you probably feel what I felt just the other day. Really heavy, really low, maybe hurting, like aching, perhaps in your, what is that called? Not the bones, the leder, joints, like, not called joints everywhere, like the hip joint and the certain places in your body, like that, like it's a little bit like tough for the body to move around more effortlessly. Maybe you have started to feel that a little bit. So that's your adjustment period. That's your that's you acclimating to the new energy, to the higher energies, right? So if you can just give yourself as much what it feels like, if you come from that point, if you can give yourself as much rest as humanly possible, and you know how far to push yourself, and you know like enough is enough. And if you're not there right now, if you already feel this, there's no pushing anywhere. You just feel it. You wake up and you're like so excited about what this day is going to bring. There's so much newness coming in. And I think it might be that there are new relationships going on in your life. It might be that there's new job opportunities, all of that. But what comes out is what, excuse me, is what you're all about, that you have this new vibrant energy, that you feel really like so eager and so curious and so happy what's like around the corner. So it's almost like I'm describing two people, but I would describe myself as two people. Just from yesterday till today, I'm two different versions. Cause like the way that I was feeling yesterday, I just didn't function. And today I had a slow morning. It was a little bit of a slow morning, but as it just sort of started to come into the day, it just got easier and easier and easier. And so I just feel like I'm describing the same person, but coming from two perspectives, or coming from two places of integrating this new energy. Okay? And 1-1, so much about the new beginnings there. Let's see who you're dealing with right now, Pisces. Who is Pisces dealing with? Wow. The devil himself. No, doesn't have to be. Let's see what comes out here first. It is the devil card, but throat chakra, 5 and 15. Okay. One more, so hang on. Wow. 5, and 15. They wanted these three. So Master, which is the devil, like 15 is the devil. And we have the throat chakra, which comes with the number 5. And we have challenging times, number 5. So you're dealing with someone right now that is really going through it. They're really feeling it. If you're on the other stretch or the other end of this, like you just come from the heart, you feel it all, and obviously the person that you're dealing with can be anything but a Pisces. They can be anything else. Is that you really like you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're really open, you're really like, you're so deeply connected, and this person is just not. I just feel like this person is really trying. They're trying the darndest to just get things right, and it just doesn't work. They're trying to, and it's with the emphasis on trying, which means, you know, we hear this over, like, don't try, just do. Because if you're trying, that's a little bit of an excuse that you won't do whatever it is that you set out to do. Because if you try, like, you can fail, and you don't have to say that you are going to succeed. This is a person who is like, whoever this is for you, a friend, a child, a parent, a coworker. I just feel like this is someone. We have the throat chakra here, and the way that this comes through with the devil, or the heart being locked in, and with challenging times, with a big, like, it's a big shield, a guard that they hold up. So it doesn't matter. I think that this is someone that you know fairly well. That even if they're trying to come from the throat, like, they're trying to speak authentically, they're trying to live their life as authentically as they possibly can, but they just don't. It just fails, and it just keeps failing. And it is a challenging time. Okay, let's see what comes out and how you're dealing with this, because I can only imagine if this is a child, how tough that must be to, like, stand by and watch this. someone that's really like trying to live authentically, but they just keep failing, or it's almost like they lost the confidence in themselves and like just don't have it in them. And 5, 5, 15 is like, both of these fives are like challenging times. It's hurdles upon hurdles to overcome, and it is an opportunity for change. It's a constant opportunity for change. It's a constant, they might not see it that way, that they're constantly being given new chances or new opportunities. And it's like they take that opportunity and they're going to run with it. And here comes the next day and they just don't. It's just, it feels like a never ending story here. Okay. What can we say around the situation for Pisces, please? Material harvest and, okay. Sorry, I'm just feeling into this. So this is interesting because it's like, there's two storylines coming through here with this. So you're just material harvest and the star card. That's 17. That's on this day. I just said we have the 17th today with the full moon. It's a super, is it an even eclipse? A super full moon. Something like that. And 17 represents like eternalness, the never-endedness, but in a good way. Like, yeah, the eternity number. So I feel like you're so on your path, Pisces. You're more on your path than you've ever been. And it doesn't mean that you so if someone were to tell me yesterday, this is really important. So if you're listening into this and you really feel like so shitty right now, if you were to tell me yesterday, if I came on as Pisces here yesterday and I listened to this and I hear you're so on your path right now, I would be like, I'm so not on my path. I feel so under the weather. I'm so heavy. Like, I probably would have thought, yeah, I guess like in the bigger scheme of things, but I understand how easy it could be to like watch this and say, but I'm really not. But I feel like you really are. And the reason why you really are feeling that heavy is because there is so much newness coming in that you can say yes to, that you can acclimate yourself to, right? So and I just feel like you just keep climbing. And because you keep climbing, the gap between you and this person just becomes wider and wider. I feel like you're starting to really, I want to use expressions like cut the umbilical cord, like you're cutting the cords, you're cutting the ties to this person more and more. Whether you mean to or not, it's just like, if we compare these two, or if we compare these two, on one side there's new vitality, there's all these new coloring things going on, and on this other time it's just big challenges, like one challenge upon the other, and they just can't seem to come out of it or like see the light of day anytime soon. And so therefore the gap grows wider and wider. And even though how hard you try to really help them or really be there for them or really lift them up, like, because I feel like maybe this is not even on purpose, that you're distancing yourself. The thing is, eventually you just don't have to, because the energies and the vibrations take care of that all by itself. So I feel like there's a bigger and bigger gap being created here. Okay, what else around this situation, please? I also feel like this person can be someone that promises a lot of things, like they promise you they'll get better or promise you that they'll get on the whatever path to whatever. It might be that you've reached, it might be that you lend them money, it might be that you lend them your hand, it might be that you lend them your house, your precious time, like however you've shown up for them. And they have this talk of like, things will get better, I will do better, I'll do better. This time I'll do better. And it's like, it's a lot of promises. with the throat chakra there, like there's a lot of promises, but then they keep breaking those promises. And I think it has become like I think that you also have a clear picture of who they are at this point, Pisces. And I always say, like, the biggest gift that you can give anyone is to see them in their light, even if they're not there themselves. That's how healing works, right? That's how I do all the healings. Like, I can't see a person where they are, or I'm just adding on energy to where they are. I have to rise above and see them in the light, that if they hadn't been so cluttered with all this stuff, they would have been able to get to that place themselves. So the biggest gift that you can give to them, and the biggest if you want to see a change in them, if you really want to help them, is what I'm trying to say. See them in the light that they can't hold themselves. They've tricked themselves into, like, fooling themselves into thinking that they can't have it. They can't do it. They can't fulfill what they promised to do. Like, they're so used to that whole never-ended story that it almost has become a personality. But it's not who they are. It's never who they were or who they intended to be. They didn't, be born into this world and say, I wish when I'm 25 or 35 or 55 that I'll be that. That was never a dream. So the dream got blurry somewhere along the path. For whatever reason, the path got really blurry, and they started to buy into being this other personality. And the biggest gift that you can give to them, Pisces, even though it's not your responsibility, but if you want to help them, you seem to be very intertwined with them, is that, and even if you're, and maybe even, especially if you're starting to, like, really move apart or gravitate, like, away from each other, sorry, throat chakra is acting up, is to see them in their highest potential, to see what you know them to be if they were, like, all of these blockages and everything was just gone. Who would they be then? If you can hold them there and think, whether you're doing it in person, probably you shouldn't do it in person, because if you're really, really clear about who they are, it's rather tough to look someone in the eye, see who they are currently, and still hold a vision of something else. That's why I have, like, such an easier time to do healing work on distance than having someone right in front of me that's, like, as Abraham would say, dripping with illness. They're just dripping with illness. Like, oh, I see all your illnesses there. Let me see you in a different light. Although it can be done, it's more tricky. So that's why for me it's so much easier on distance, because this in a distance, and, like, don't tell me too much. Tell me where you want to go, so we can focus on that rather than, like, where you are. Okay. I think I made my point. What else can you tell us about the situation, please, for Pisces? You're doing just so well. You're so on your path. You're doing so many wonderful things right now. Feeling really good, unless you are my yesterday. Just wait a couple of days and you're going to be fine. And just what use that expression, what a difference a day makes. It really does. Like 24 hours. Accelerated motion wants to speak. Anything else around the situation? Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay. Look at that. I don't know if the microphone is picking up. My son is FaceTiming with his cousin from Spain. So he's sitting here in Sweden and she's in Spain, and they're having a blast. Awareness, financial and material things. Wow. There's another 5. I mean, there's so many 5s here. This is a really, really challenging thing. And I feel like this is not new. This is something that has been an ongoing process for such a long time. I just feel like there's clearing up, because we also had material harvest. We have material harvest number 9, and then we have financial and material changes. So I think that this, no one wants to hear. I'm not asking you to abandon someone. I'm not asking you to, and I'm not asking anything. I mean, the message is not telling you to do anything like this. It is just of natural causes. It's just law of attraction. It's vibration and how it works. You know, the more something is in tune, like the tuning fork experiment, right? We all know that one, probably. That you have one tuning fork, and you hit that one and it starts to vibrate. And then you have another tuning fork not too far away from it that's in exact resonance, that soon enough, it's an exact same tuning fork, but it's not vibrating. We haven't started to vibrate it. But just a ripple effect on the first tuning fork, it's starting to vibrate, the one that was still. So soon enough, they're going to vibrate in each other's fields. The same goes for if it's vastly out of range. If those are two tuning forks, that just doesn't, you're in such different frequency plateaus. It's like, it's impossible for it to start to, well, you sort of have to be Jesus-like. You can't really hold a super, super strong vision of someone and really stay in this, like, thinking of what we can do for them, holding them there. And you can start, if it's in their reality, then we have to get metaphysical. If it's in their reality, you can start to actually see a version of them that is to your liking, but they have to be in the vicinity of that tuning fork, if that makes sense. If they're not, they're just going to completely almost disappear out of your life. And that's what I'm saying. You're not sitting here asking, unless you have had that talk saying, I'm just not going to put up with it anymore. I just can't. Like, I bent over backwards, and I tried so many times to be there for you, to be the nurturer, to be the supporter, and it just doesn't shift. There's no accountability or responsibility, or they just don't want to, or see themselves as someone that just can't. And you're like, I'm over this. Like, I just can't help you anymore. I don't feel like there's a bitchiness or someone's yelling at the other, or like, for the love of God, stop doing this. I just feel like there's a sense of, I just can't do it anymore. And whether you let law of attraction sort that out for you, like you will just continually just gravitate away. Can you gravitate away from each other? Is that even an expression? Because gravity is is pulling in, right? You will vibrate out of each other's lives, okay? And we have, there's so much opportunity. If this person, oh my goodness, like, I want to show you how much of these, we have all these 3 cards. These are the 3 cards that speaks about material harvest, financial and material changes, material and spiritual prosperity. All of these came out. I mean, even if they hold different positions in this read, they all 3 of them are here. That speaks about enormous shifts going on. So I just want to say, if they wanted to, Pisces, oh my goodness, they're suffering in silence. So they're not quick to ask for help. They're not quick to tell you what's going on. There's a lot of suffering behind that door, and that's not news to you. That's not going to be, what are they suffering? No, that's an ongoing theme. We have, though, material and spiritual prosperity, firm foundation, and balance. This is what's also being presented. That's being presented to them. There is a foundation for them to have. There is balance for them to reach. There's even material and spiritual prosperity here for them to have in their life. They're not a lost cause. You might have to break the ties with them for them to step into this. For you to not be an enabler, and that might be tough to hear, but for you not to be an enabler, and for you not to be a little bit of a codependent. I think we have spoken about that. This was a while back. There was codependency going on with someone. So just know in your heart, and I think that's also why you have such a hard time to give up on them. And I say that in the most like kind way, why you have a hard time giving up on them. Like, yeah, because I shouldn't. But I think you've realized more and more that like it just doesn't help. Whatever you're doing, it actually now starts to affect you and your life. And they also somehow count on you to be the one that sort of bails them out. And it's just not working anymore because it's affecting your energy field. And so at some stage here, you've decided that like you can't do it anymore, whether that has been spoken or whether you have just let it run its course. Because I see you go off into this like, oh my God, we have love abounds. We have new vitality. That's 1-1. And I just realized you have 1-1-1 and they have 5-5-5. That is a big distinction. Like, because you have the awareness card. This talk about new beginnings and being connected. But like 1-1-1, look at that. With the universe, the awareness card, and you have hope, which is the star card, like dreams coming true, material harvest, which with number 9, which is dreams coming true, unconditional, and financial and material changes, which in this instance is a great opportunity for change that's going on for you. And that at the same time, they have 5-5-5 or 5-5-15. And they're suffering a lot in silence. They're not sharing a whole lot with anyone. I don't think that they even know where to start, even for themselves. So it's not like they have a lot of things to say, they just choose not to say it. I don't think that they even, I know of those people for sure that have so much, they have so much baggage, like I don't even know where they would start. And you ask them, like, do you want to go see someone? Like, do you want to go to a therapist or something? And they don't even know, like, what would I say? What should I say? I don't have anything to say. Like, they don't even understand what they were supposed to talk about. So it's not like they're sitting on stuff that they're not sharing. They don't even know what to share. But they're not a lost cause. They're not. There actually is an opportunity for change here to even turn this completely around. Balance, foundation, material and spiritual prosperity. Imagine this type of person getting their shit together. Sorry for the expression. And I don't mean get a job. I mean, when they find truth within themselves, when they find worth, when they find love, that's what I'm talking about. Like, they can. It's actually not too late. And one way for you to help them do that, should it be their choice, is to hold them, like the gift for you to give to them, all in your absence, like all in your not being present. You still help them by holding the vision for them, seeing them in their purest light, and see them be all this. Is it, if you don't hold that vision, is it like, are they screwed? No, they're not. That's why I'm saying it's not your responsibility. But if you want to help, if you in the past thought that help is bringing money, help is answering every phone call, help is looking for where they are now, help is like, staying in a relationship that is so not working for their sake. Maybe they're threatening with all this or all that, like I'll kill myself, or whatever threats are coming your way. And you thought that was help. Now a way of helping is maybe to like step away, and it's not even stepping away, it's vibrationally that's happening. Because this type of energy on your end with this type of energy on their end, it just doesn't match. They're tuning forks in different universes. Like this is not a match. So the way that you help now is from a distance and holding them in their light. Okay? I hope this is helpful, Pisces. I can only imagine how tough this must be. And you're still doing good, though. Like, it hasn't dragged you down, unless you're my yesterday. You've been a little bit dragged down, but you're like, still, you're on a really good path. And I like that for you a lot. Okay, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this type of reading, give it a thumbs up. And please also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me a lot. Thank you so much for watching, Pisces. Take care.